everybody, hello. It is that time of the week again. It's Creative Remedies, Performing Arts video. Hope you're all okay. I'm not too bad. It's been an okay week. Head down and getting on with it, as they say. And that's what we should do with our video. Okay, so our first warm-up today is you're going to listen out for a few little instructions. And with those instructions, we're going to do an action. So, for example, I'm going to say blade. And when I say blade, you're going to duck down, okay? So it's as if like, what we're going to do is we're going to imagine we're going on an adventure, yeah? We're an Indiana Jones style adventurer. And if I say blade, we're going to imagine that someone's swiping a blade above our heads and we have to duck down quickly to avoid it, okay? So the first instruction is blade, and we duck down. And even if you're sitting down, it's fine. You can just still doing it sitting down and just do the action. The next instruction is logs. And that's where we're going to imagine, you know, like wooden logs rolling down, and we have to jump over these logs, all right? So we've got blade, where we duck down, and we've got logs, where we need to jump over, and then we'll see a waterfall, and we have to row. We have to row away from the waterfall. Running backwards. We're going near the waterfall. Okay, so there are 3 instructions. Here goes. I'm already a little bit out of breath. So here goes. So we could be just walking. We've done this action before. Oh yeah, we're on a bit of adventure. It could be that we've got our backpack on, or we've got someone chasing us. So it could be like going really quickly, looking around, and it's blade. Oh, dodged that one. Blade, and another one. Oh, and there's some logs coming. Logs. Blade logs. Blade logs. There's a waterfall. Get rubbing away from that waterfall. Here we go. Blade. Oh, dodging it. Oh, nearly had me going there. Logs. Another waterfall. Rowing away. Blade! Don't you dare. Oh, I'll have you. Blade! Log! Waterfall! Whew. And we're rowing away to a bit of sea. Okay, so I hope you're a bit more warmed up. I know I am. So, our next warm-up, so we've warmed up our bodies. Our next warm-up is, let me get this right, so it's written it down, and it is a sentence that I'm going to ask you, and I'll do it first. I'll give an example. So the sentence is, what's not wrong with my life? It's a bit of a tongue twister as well. What's not wrong with my life? And I'd like you to finish that sentence. So, and it could be the smallest little things at the moment. I think it's really important for us to be appreciative. Is that the right word? Appreciative? Can't really say it. Of the little things in life. Just to make our day a little bit brighter and really appreciate them. So, I'll do the first one. What's not wrong with my life is, I had the best cup of tea this morning. My first cup of tea of the day was an absolute delight. You know when you get a good cup of tea? So, what's not wrong with my life is I had the best cup of tea this morning. So I'm going to ask you the question. What's not wrong with your life? And I wish I could hear the answer to it. But yeah, I hope you have answered that question out there. So I'll do another one. What's not wrong with my life? I have got a lovely bunch of tulips that are just starting to bloom on my windowsill. Yes, that makes the day a lot brighter. So I'm going to ask you, what's not wrong with your life? And I wish I could hear your responses. And you can do that as you're going along the day. What's not wrong with my life today? Oh, I had the best dog walk actually yesterday. We went up in the hills and it was still a bit snowy on the floor and it was a delight. It was really good. It was cold, but I didn't focus on that. I focused on it just being a lovely walk. So now we've got our brains thinking of different things and we've warmed up our body. Our first task for today is I've thought of 3 different movements. They're just simple everyday movements. So our first movement is cleaning our teeth. So we're just cleaning our teeth there. Our second action, maybe it's a better word to call it action rather than movement. Our second action is making a phone call. So you've got your mobile or your phone at home and you just make a phone call. So we've got cleaning our teeth, making a phone call, and the third action is brushing our hair. So brushing our hair, that's one thing that's happened to me over lockdown. I've got very long hair. I don't usually have it this long. There we go, so brushing hair. If you've got no hair, just pretend you've got lots of long hair. You can just brush it however you like. If you've got short hair, you can give it a little brush there. So that's our 3 actions. We've got cleaning our teeth, making a phone call, and brushing our hair. Okay, now what we're going to do with those 3 actions, we are going to add on something. We are going to add on an emotional adverb, okay? And that will influence how we do those actions. Again, I will do a little of an example. Our first emotion we can think about, actually you can join in with me, I don't have to do it here on my own, is we're going to do those actions happily, all right? So let's clean our teeth happily. And then we're going to make a phone call happily. There we go. And then our third action, we're going to brush our hair happily. There we go. So now let's change it up. Let's do a different emotional adverb. So let's do seriously. We're going to do the 3 actions, but we're going to do them very seriously. So our first action, cleaning the teeth. Our second action, making a phone call very seriously. Our third action, we will brush our hair very seriously. So they could be quite different, couldn't they? Let's do another one. I'm quite enjoying these. So let's have a look. I've made a little list. Let's see which one. which one should we do next? So we've done happily, we've done seriously. Let's do it, let's do it sadly. Okay, let's do those 3 actions sadly. Here goes. Let's make a phone call sadly. And our last one, brushing our hair sadly. It's interesting how things change so differently with putting an emotion onto an action. I find it fascinating. Okay, so we've done sadly, happily, and what was the other one? Seriously? Let's find a different one. Let's end on a bit of a happier one, shall we? Let's do one more, and let's do it. Should we do it proudly? Let's see how that one goes. So proud, but there's loads that you can do, and again, so after we've done this one, you can do them just having a go at different actions and changing it up of how you feel about doing that action. So like I say, you could do it proudly, excitedly, happily we've done, frustratedly, sadly, and we're going to do proudly, confidently, nervously, or seriously, which we did. So let's try, which one did we say? Proudly. Let's try that one. Here goes. So let's clean our teeth proudly. Let's make a phone call proudly. And now let's brush our hair proudly. So there you go. Like I say, you can have a practice with all those other emotions that I mentioned before and do different actions. So you can have a go at that. Should we go on to our next task? Okay, our next task, again, it's looking at changing up how like emotions can influence what you say. So our next task is, what I would like you to do is, just from wherever you are, or you know, if you can see outside, so just having a little look out your window. So it could be your kitchen window, your front living room window, your bedroom window. Just have a look outside, and what I would like you to do is just describe what you see. Okay, so having a little look out your window, and I really want you to really focus on what you can see, just the details of things, what is out there, whether they can be used, the colours of things, whether things are moving. Just really do as much as you can. Okay, so I will do a little example. I'm just going to open my curtain just a little touch, and I'm going to describe to you what's outside my window. Now, what I'm going to try and focus on is using really positive language. Okay, so this is what we're going to do for the first time. We're going to really have a little think of using positive language. So hang on. So I've just opened my window. I'm going to describe to you using really lovely positive language out there. So outside is a lovely quiet road, and there's cars which are all dotted along the road in really beautiful bright colours. I can see a gorgeous cherry red car parked up. I can see a really bright blue car, and also I can see the chimney stack above the roofs of the houses opposite. Now they look so lovely and rich in colour. There's lots of browns up there, and actually there's a bird on top of the roof. Now this bird is a really deep, oh, and I can hear it singing. The song is really beautiful, and I can see it looking around, whether it's looking for its friend, and it's chirping quite loud. And I see the windows of the house opposite that are really lovely, glistening in a bit of sunlight. That is really beautiful. So there is me describing, and I could go on and on, so I didn't really go into, a huge amount of detail. But you can take as long as you like, just to read and say it out loud. It doesn't matter if there's anybody there to hear it or not. Just enjoy using the really positive language to describe in great detail what's out there. Then, when you've done that, I'm going to really do the same exercise, but I'm going to use quite negative language and see how different it sounds. Okay, so I'll give it a go and give you an example. So outside there is quite a narrow road. It's deathly quiet out there, and it's blocked. There's quite a lot of cars that are blocking the road. The pavement isn't clear at all to see. The house opposite, it's quite dreary brown house, the bricks, and the windows they look quite soulless really, and on top there's the roof of the chimney stack that looks quite lonely up there really, and there's aerials stuck to it, so it looks a bit untidy. There's a bird up there, he looks quite lonely to be honest. Oh, he just flew off. Yeah, he's just gone. So there's me using sort of negative language and more of a negative approach to describing what's outside. And again, it just changes up somebody's point of view or someone's outlook. And that can happen with different characters in plays and things like that, can't it? So, take your time. You can, while you're sitting there, have a little look out and choose whether you're going to describe something really positively or really negatively or really with excitement. And, if you feel like it, have a little write of these things down, and they might spur you on or inspire you to start a bit of creative writing. I hope you've had a nice time with this video. Hope you've joined in. And I will see you next time. See you later. Bye.